Hello, friends and family. Today, I want to talk about You Matter. Hello, I'm Jen, and today and every day I talk about my quest to crush aggressive, diffuse, large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL, stage 4. And we're using the R-EPOCH immunotherapy, chemotherapy to crush Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much for joining me on the journey today. Let's get into it. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was this basic description here. Not having mental illness does not equal being mentally healthy. And this was information that I got from Adam Grant today. I'll share this little Instagram post he shared today, where he talks basically about that, and then he talks more in depth about languishing, which he describes as just feeling a sense of emptiness and stagnation, just generally meh. And then he does go on to mention, I think in another post that I'm not sharing here, that he wrote an article for the New York Times that goes into the languishing in more detail. So that's Adam Grant as the author, as you can see here, and New York Times on April 19th, 2021. So I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. I think in general, mental health, mental illness has been greatly swept under the rug here in the United States and probably many other parts of the world, not really recognized as a medical issue. In some cases it is medical, right? Mental health can be related to a chemical imbalance, which is medical. You have to use medication to get the balance. And in some cases, it is in your head. However, I want to point out that your head is a very powerful thing, right? When you think about all the tests with placebo effects, and oftentimes believing that we can do something allows us to do something, and believing that we cannot do something prevents us from doing something. So I never want to discount something that's in your head. Even levels of anxiety, for example. There's no physical explanation, but you feel that anxiety. That is perfectly valid. It is in your head. It shouldn't be discounted. It should be addressed and supported. So I'm going to share here the NAMI, which is the National Alliance of Mental Health, or all right, I'll just give you what the acronym stands for, NAMI, and then all their contact info. For crisis, they recommend texting. They also have an 800 number that's available during more business hours, and an email for resources. So I'll share all that information here on the screen. Please pause the video if you need any of that. I just want to make that resource available to you here in the US. I don't have all the international stuffs, but I hope this helps. So this kind of ties into, I've been following a little bit, and you can look for this as well. I'm not going to put this in the description because I'm not trying to jump on board here, but I'll put it here on the screen. So there's another hashtag you can check out called Speak Up for Lee. And this is about a 28-year-old Instagram personality and YouTuber who in her, I'm going to say her old age, but I think in the last year to 2 years, 18 months to 2 years, just before COVID, so probably 18 months to 2 years, started to experience depression for the first time in her life. She became very vocal and an advocate for mental health, and she was also cyberbullied as part of her personality. Folks, leave nasty comments regularly and so forth. In any case, little less than a month ago, she took her life. And she was a massive advocate, and she talked a lot about, about the people that loved her and about the support she had. She was a very smart chick, but sometimes, where you go in your head is overwhelming. And so, again, I would encourage you, if you need the help, to ask for it. And then, as for the rest of us, maybe you do or don't need the help. But if you have friends and family that you feel do need help, I've been watching some of the videos from her closest friends, and some that are still unable to get back on and talk to anybody, but some. And it seems as though the message that they're putting out there is just be there. Don't feel the need to fix somebody, just be there. Be the person that listens and supports, and let that person know that they're loved and that you're there in any way you can support them. Now, of course, if you know or love someone that you're worried will hurt themselves, then get them out. You don't want, this outcome. But in general, most folks are just looking for love and support in the place where they are. You're not trying to fix them. You're not trying to move them to someplace else. You're just trying to show them that you love and support them, just the way they are and where they are. Okay, so that was way, way too heavy. But it all kind of tied together. Overall, I'm feeling much better. We're on day 11, and I was able to accomplish a lot more. My body allowed me to move more today. I am a bit worried physically about how I'm going to handle going back to work tomorrow. But we're just going to roll with it and do our best. But overall, I'd say the most significant and lingering side effect that I currently have is my mouth. So I definitely have some mouth sores, and I also have what I characterize as chemo mouth, which I've described to you before, but it's the what's the word I'm looking for? The stereotypical metal mouth taste. So I have that taste, and I just generally, that I think it's the chemo mouth that makes me feel nauseous. So if I can keep that mouth taste at bay, then I do generally feel better. So I've been doing a fair amount of gargling, brushing my teeth, some magic mouthwash, root beer barrel, chewing mint gum, all those little tricks that I'm doing. And I am managing. I have not had anti-anemic medication now for, it'll almost be 48 hours. And I'm not feeling like it's needed at the moment. So I'm feeling pretty good there. As far as I know, no angel deliveries. Lana came today to change my PICC line dressing. And I'm kind of deciding when should I call the doctor's office, Wednesday or Thursday maybe, to ask them, what's the plan now? Because it was Wednesday when he told me 7 to 10 days, and then they could talk to the doc and get the plan. As far as yanking the PICC line, I did talk to Lana a little bit about that. She thinks that, I think I told you guys yesterday, the day before, that I remembered, because my white counts were so low, I couldn't get my port out the last time. She thought this was way less invasive, and she said typically when they yank the PICC line, it doesn't even bleed. They just put a pressure dressing on for 24 to 48 hours, and that's the end of it. It closes right up. Now, I know the last time I had a PICC line, just for that 1 week in the hospital, I had a little bit of issue. And the issue is not really related to bleeding or anything, but I'll describe it to you if you cared. This breast and lymph nodes has the most fluid issues, even to today, post my mastectomy. So I get a lot of fluid buildup. And what I saw the last time after they yanked the PICC line was like a dripping of the lymphatic fluid for a while. So the hole itself didn't close up for a little bit. But there was no blood, and it wasn't like a gross color or anything. It was just the lymphatic fluid. It was healthy. But, don't really want an open hole either. So, but she thought if we kept a pressure dressing on it for 24 to 48 hours, we'd be okay. But we'll talk to the doc and the doctor's office and find out what the plan there is. All right, so moving on to the to-do list. I rested. I did sleep late. I hydrated. I crocheted some more. I had fun with that. I'm getting better at counting, so apparently I think that was a brain issue. Brain/focus issue. I cleaned the kitchen because Lana was coming. And it really needed it. As I alluded to the other day, there had been some issues, oh boy. Anyway, I made dinner today. I did my own medicine distribution for a 2-week period. And what is this? Oh, I cleared off the ramp in the garage of cardboard boxes from medical deliveries. So that was an accomplishment. I made like 3 or 4 bags of garbage, and I moved the boxes that need to be broken down for recycling to the side for the end of the month. All right, so my to-do must for tomorrow. I need to work, hydrate. I still have not planned the pantry, so I did a fair amount today, but I didn't get into the pantry, so I'm going to have to start tackling that. And start cleaning the pantry, and then I have 2 robotics meetings in addition to work tomorrow. So that is all I've got there. And then my would love to do would be crochet, and we'll just see how that rides. I'm not really clear on how any of that's going to go and how I'm going to feel going back to work tomorrow. So fingers crossed. All right. Also, charity miles. I tried to walk charity miles today and was unsuccessful. I lost at least a quarter mile. While I was cleaning the kitchen, I had a podcast in and I was walking gently. I checked once or twice and I was at quarter mile. And then I went to stop it and it was recovering workout. And of course, it didn't recover it. So I lost that. So maybe tomorrow will be a day when I can capture some charity miles. We'll see. All right, so if you're just here for story time, thank you so much for joining today, and we will see you tomorrow. Love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it. See you tomorrow.